Hello everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going wonderful. I'm so glad you're here with me today. We are going to create a card using the Leafy Sprig die set. This is a new die set over at Spellbinders. It's a smaller one, but I love sprigs because you can use them for so many occasions, and you can also add them to flowers, which is always nice. This is on the larger side, and I like that you can layer the individual leaves on the main leaf. So this is your main leaf, and then you have all of the leaves that you can layer on top. So if you wanted to do different colors or a rainbow, you could. Today we're just going to do a just because card, and we are going to start by die cutting out our main leaf. And there is detail in here, which is so nice. I'm going to die cut out my my main leaf with some of the green glitter foam. I've been loving this because it die cuts so beautifully. There's this pack. I'll list down below. I forget the name of it. But there's teal, and then there's bright green. And I'm going to die cut out the bright green foil. The nice thing about this glitter foam is it's a no shed, which is really nice. And again, it die cuts beautifully. So I'm going to die cut this out, and I will be right. Actually, while I'm die cutting, I'm going to do some more die cutting. Let's die cut out all at once. I'm going to bring in the Fluted Classic rectangles also. And I'm using the largest fluted edge. And we're going to die cut this out with some white cardstock while we're at it. And then this is going to leave me a pretty border. And then I want to create another smaller panel. So I'm taking the next size fluted edge and then the die that will cut that out to create a slightly smaller panel, like so. So I'm going to die cut everything at once, and when I'm done I will be right back. Okay, I went ahead and die cut this out, and I think it is super pretty, kind of a little bright. I'm more of a natural subdued, but I'm gonna doctor it up. How about that? Well, because it is so bold and glittery. So we'll put this aside, and then I did die cut out my fluted edged panels. This is going to be card front size, and I'm going to go ahead and adhere this directly to my card front. And I used the fluted panel, or the fluted edge, on my on an A2 panel, just so it there is a die that will cut out that edge and create a perfect A2, but sometimes my card bases are not exactly A2, so I just used it without it. So we have a fluted edge, and then we have a panel that's going to go right on the inside, kind of layered together. I think that's going to be really pretty. Now what we're going to do is take my blending mat and some white cardstock, and I wanted to add a little extra color, so we are going to bring in some Distress Oxide inks. I have Mowed Lawn and Peacock Feathers, and on this panel I'm going to use my blending brushes. We'll scoot these over here, and maybe we can zoom in a little bit. And I'm just going to pick up some ink, and I'm going to alternate between colors. Blending them both together like so, and just repeat the process. I don't think I need to do the whole entire panel with the colors, but I do want some leaves that are blue or teal and green. So just kind of mixing them together is going to create a real pretty effect, I think. Need a little green over here, and I think this is going to be good. We have 1, 6, 7 leaves. Need a little more teal. And I think that's going to work out great. Okay, now we have some two-tone colors. What I'm going to do next is take my single leaf dies, and I'm going to place them on my panel to where I get some green and some teal. I'm not going to add any water to this. I just kind of I'm going to strategically place these so I get both colors. And then I'm going to die cut out some leaves. Now that I have all of my leaves die cut, we are going to go ahead and layer them on our leafy sprig. And I'm just going to use my glue to do this. Since we have the dimension of the foam adhesive, I don't need to do much dimension. And each leaf is different, so you can just find the one that matches. And I'm going to offset it a little bit so we can see that glitter. Let's zoom in a little more, and then we'll continue. And I'll offset it. Once I have my leaves adhered, I'm gonna use an acrylic block and weigh this down. I'm gonna put it on a piece of paper. This way I can move it. And this way it will dry flat. Now in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And I'm gonna stamp it on the small fluted. I already put foam adhesive behind it. And then, for my sentiment today, we're going to use a stamp set from Susan Spring Flora. This is called Spring Quotes. There's a lot of earthy, springy sentiments in here. And I like the one that says, "Spring adds new life and new beauty in all that it is." It's from Jessica Harrelson. It's a quote. Well, again, so I think this is going to be a nice just because card. And I'm going to use my block here and some black ink to stamp my sentiment. I like stamping when my paper has foam on it because it just creates a cush. And it stamps beautifully when I stamp on my fun foam. Okay. Actually, it's the pop-up fun foam. So my sentiment is stamped. Now what we're going to do is take some twine. I have some green twine. And I'm going to wrap it around the bottom a couple times. And then I'm going to tie a bow off to the right. I have lots of twine and I don't use it often enough. So this is good to go. I'm going to lower it just a little bit. And then we're going to take our beautiful leafy sprig. I'm going to flip this around and we are going to carefully add some glue. Okay, now I'm going to flip this around, and I already have some white liner tape behind here. I'm just going to remove the release paper. And then we can put this on our fluted card base. I'm going to center it on my card base here. It's a very clean card. I think it just looks real classy. I'm going to bring that. Well, I think I want to tie a knot. I think a bow was just throwing it off. I'm going to tie a knot. I'm going to tie a knot all the way to the right here. I think that looks better. A little more earthy. Now for bells and whistles, we don't have to do much because we have that glitter, but I do want to bring in some Aura Color Essential Gems. And these are pretty. They're almost yellow. And we're going to add a few. And I'm keeping it clean and simple. That will finish off my card for today. Kind of a quick and easy card, but I think it turned out really pretty. Have a wonderful day. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.